Demonstrators gathered outside the home of Secretary of State Antony Blinken in Virginia, demanding a ceasefire in Gaza. Carrying Palestinian flags and displaying banners accusing the U.S. of complicity in Israeli war crimes, they voiced outrage over the ongoing conflict. Activist Hazami Barmada asserted that the U.S. shares responsibility for supporting Israel's actions, which she labeled war crimes, genocide, and human rights violations. Protesters vowed to continue their presence to pressure Blinken and demand an end to U.S. support for Israel's actions. A Jewish American protester criticized politicians for not calling for a Gaza ceasefire or an end to military aid to Israel. The International Court of Justice last week ordered Israel to take measures to prevent further bloodshed in Gaza, but it did not mandate an immediate ceasefire. South Africa brought the genocide case against Israel to the UN court, urging emergency measures to halt the violence in Gaza.
We just know that we have to put a lot of pressure on Blinken and on every politician. They've not been calling for a ceasefire. They've not been calling for an end to U.S. aid to Israel, for military aid. They've not been calling for an end of the siege on Gaza or an end of the occupation. So, the very least they can call for is a ceasefire and to stop the genocidal practices going on by the Israeli military against Palestinians right now.
We believe firmly that the United States is not only complicit but is responsible for supporting Israel in doing war crimes and genocide and crimes against humanity, violations of human rights law and international law. So we are here as American citizens. We've been camping since Friday morning. We will be camping through this entire weekend and into next week to let him know that we are not okay with American taxpayer money being used to commit crimes, to kill 13,000 innocent children, to kill over 30,000 innocent civilians, to make children orphans, amputees, to terrorize people, to make over 90% of Gaza's population homeless. We are going to continue to put pressure up every time he drives in and out, his family drives in and out. We've seen his wife and children drive in and out. They are not only reminded of what they're doing, but they're also reminded that we are going to continue to keep up the pressure, demand a ceasefire, and demand an end to the U.S. support of Israel's war crimes.